Gemini, good morning. How are you? I'm a little bit stuffy this morning, as you may or may not tell. I've been dusting a lot and clearing a lot of stuff up, so I've got allergies. Anyway, how you doing, Gemini? So if you are on Patron, obviously Patron, I'm trying to close Patron down and move everybody over to the new website. It's now the 1st of August, so what we are going to do is your 1st until the 7th, and I will list it from the 1st until the 7th. And I'm going to do something completely different from the website to what I put out on YouTube. Okay, so YouTube is probably going to be based around maybe daily readings that are for everybody, and then also maybe just a next 48 hours for the sign, but the weeklies are just going to be put out on here first. Okay, and then when I get around to doing things on YouTube, I'm going to go down that road for a little while, I think. Okay, so obviously if you are a subscriber, thank you so much, and you will have access to all of your weekly and monthly readings. Okay, so let's see, Gemini. What has Gemini got coming up from the 1st until the 7th of August for Gemini? So you got the Nine of Swords in reverse, something to do around a Virgo, something not going as according to plan as what you want. It might be financial, it might be something that you're worrying about your finances, unless the name's Anne or Ances or Ant and Deck, Anthony, Anthea, Andrew, anybody beginning with A, Abigail, Amber, Abbott also. But yeah, Abbott's Ripton, something to do around ripping something. Tearing it up is what I'm hearing. Tearing a contract up and saying no. I don't know. But yeah, something that is financial that is more than likely on your mind. Some of you might just be completely and utterly single. You're not dating anyone. You're not seeing anyone. You're not going out to meet anybody. And you're pretty much not really bothered. Okay? So, like I said, if you want someone, you have to go out. But I think a lot of you are just kind of like, I'm not really bothered. I'm not really looking into things that are relating to relationship. Okay, now, if you're watching and you're like, your relationship is really good, you don't have to watch tarot for a relationship that's good, okay? So, for a lot of you, something isn't going quite as fast as what you want it to, okay? And it might be financial. This is pretty much where I'm picking up signs for my own self. So you could have started a project, okay, and you've got plans, but they don't know if it's kind of like working as much yet. Some of you are trying to find work. Let's see. Lucy. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Lucy, Laura, Lucifer, Capricorn. So don't forget, Gemini, you can also watch this as a Cappy. So if you follow my channel, obviously you know that we also read in numerology. So you can watch it from any 6 aspect of Gemini and Capricorn. Okay. Because this would also be a Capricorn for me. Let's see, Gemini, what they've got coming up from the 1st until the 7th of August for Gemini, what they got coming up. So the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. What on earth is going on, Gemini? Is this your love life? Because if it is, I'm not really seeing any signs of it doing anything. Yeah, I don't know, like waiting for someone to reach out and say something, but they're not. Okay, might be a Piscean for a lot of you, okay? It's Scorpio, Aries, but looking at 3. What is going on? I really can't seem to connect with your energy at the moment, Gemini. Like, I don't know. I think I'm picking up a message that I did yesterday, which was I can't seem to get through to you. And I forget what that was on. I think it was on, that was it, Leo, I think. And I said, I'm finding it very difficult to get through to your energy, and that might be because you've blocked someone off, or they've changed their number, or they've changed. Something isn't there anymore, it's something different. And it feels like the same kind of message. Like, I can't seem to get through. Like, I can't change you. I can't get through to you. I'm not speaking to you. I mean, like I said, if this is a family situation, it's a family. If it's love, it's love. But whichever way around it is that you're not speaking to someone. Okay, you're slightly worried about someone, or someone's worried about you all the time. And you're like, look, you don't have to worry about me. I can look after myself. You don't have to sit there, like, feeling down or worried about me. I'm quite capable of looking after myself. Okay, but it might be where someone is constantly worrying about someone all the time, that it's kind of like, I just, you know, you're too much of a worrier, okay? And if this is your love life, more than likely you're single here, Gemini, or Capricorn. Let's see, Gemini, what is coming up this week for Gemini from the 1st until the 7th? So the Sun. So it's family, yeah, I was going to say, it feels like family again, because it doesn't, well, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, Jackie, it doesn't feel like a love life. It feels like a family kind of like reading again with the sun here. All you guys that deal with X all the time about children, you got kids together, mama, I'm hearing Mamma Mia, but like mother, and it could just be like a very monotonous, boring reading for you, and it's really just to do with around family, just someone that I'm not speaking to, someone that I'm not talking to at all, so on and so forth, and we are not going together, we are growing apart, not together. Okay, I'm also hearing I'm not going, I'm not leaving. I don't know if someone refuses to leave. I don't know if they're in your energy here and they refuse to budge. They're in Barry or Brian or so, anybody beginning with B. Let's see. Gemini, I'm finding it very difficult in order to read today for you. Gemini, from the 1st until the 7th of August for Gemini. 5 of Wands, man. You've just got like energy. Like it just feels like energy. It like it's too much effort. Like it's too much effort, it's too much energy. I can't be asked to argue. I'm not going through this again. I am so bored. I am so frustrated and fed up. We'll keep doing this. The fact that the record is played that many times, I know it word for word. Right? So I just can't be asked to keep doing it. And it might be to do with clients, or it might be to do with your love life or family, especially if you've got children from an ex here. And if this is a lot of like conflict that keeps arising up in the relationship. Well, okay, let's class it as relationship, and you class it for whatever relationship it is that you're in with a person, because it can just mean a mutual friendship or family. But as a relationship, it's not going anywhere. It's just stuck, monotonous, not doing anything. Anonymous. I'm hearing anonymous. Like I said, man, y'all could just be in a metaphysical connection and you watch just to see if there's any change without creating it. So you have to create your own destiny and go forward towards it. Which means, like, if you really want to speak to people, you have to be the one that reaches out and speak. Because you can sit around waiting for years for someone to do that. Let's see, Gemini, this week from the 1st until the 7th. 6. A Gemini or a Capricorn, a mother, or work is very slow. Knight of Wands, and here something around. This is a mum that provides for their children that's here, but there's so much conflict and I don't know who it's between. Is it a family member that's causing a lot of problems, or just someone that you keep avoiding all the time? Because this is bumping into them but not wanting to bump into them. This is like going out in the street and bumping into people that you don't like, or going out into the kitchen or whatever, and you live at home and you bump into someone and you don't like being around them, and they're always arguing and they're always like very competitive and there's always a problem, and that's what it feels like, that it's there, but it's someone that is around you that you're avoiding here, or they're avoiding you, Gemini. I mean, it's up to you, but if this is your love life, that I don't really see any kind of signs of like actual communication apart from this one, but that leads to this. So whichever relationship it is, every time you speak, does it resort to the same outcome? An argument all the time. You're not compatible with this person. Like I said, it can be family, and you're not compatible as family members, because every time does someone open up the gates of communication and do they speak too violently. They've got too much of a temper. It's Sagittarian and Taurian energy, but whichever way, it can be blame, can be a structure. What you believe in isn't the same as what I believe in. How you speak and how you act isn't the way I see fit. I do things differently than what you do. Completely and utterly opposite. Okay, so whichever way around it is, every time you speak, you argue. So what's the point? And that's what the reading feels like, that there isn't any. The sense that makes none. It doesn't. Because there's too much aggression. There's too much bored, frustrated, played out the same cycle energy. Let's see, Gemini. What has Gemini got coming up from the 1st to the 7th? 4 of Wands. The Magician. Some of you might be looking for someone new here, or the other person is. I mean, like I said, man, you're probably in a twin flame dynamic, but twin flame non-existent talking. Like, just, you know, you can't stand your twin. If you're arguing with a twin flame, you're mirroring each other. If you're not talking to them, then you're in a metaphysical one, which means I'm just in their energy and I don't know even if they're in mine. Gemini, what's going on from the 1st until the 7th? So waiting on payment, waiting on clients here, waiting on news. Like it's kind of like someone's just waiting for the other person to reach out and say something, and they feel as if the other person's tormenting them but not speaking. Here, it feels like one of the parties is kind of like either at work or they're doing something and whatnot, and the other partner is constantly thinking and analysing why or where the other person is when they're not at home, like tracking someone's movement. Like, when I say that, I mean, okay, when someone isn't at home, if it's a home, they wonder where their children are, constantly, all the time. That's all they think about. When they're at work, where did they go, when are they coming home, you know, what are they doing, where are they? Okay, I don't mean like spying on Facebook or unless you are or they are. I mean, like, you know, always concerned about where someone is, what they're doing, when they're coming, when they're going, what they're saying, what they're doing. Like, always this person is over analytical. They analyse where, what's, how's and when. Like, when are they going to speak? When are they going to reach out? When are they going to say something? Are they going to speak? If they do speak, are we going to resort to an argument? Yes, and you do. And then the person goes back to, okay, all I can do is wait for them to speak. You know. Let's see, Gemini. What has Gemini got coming up this week from the 1st until the 7th? King of Cups. So this feels like your love life, because you've got the Four of Wands, the Magician, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Very stable, loving couple energy here. So if you're dealing with a third party that isn't showing itself up as the cards, you'll just have a metaphysical compared to a physical, meaning this person's already married, already in a relationship, it's very ongoing, blah, blah, blah. This is a metaphysical person. There's no existing energy of speaking, no talking, no just like, you know, caring for the person that cares for another person, you know. Some of you might work for the elderly, and it's like very difficult working for the elderly, okay, and it's a very slow process of getting anywhere, because it would be like looking after people with Alzheimer's or dementia, okay, elderly people that can't walk, or like it's very slow coming in, like my wages are very slow, or I don't get much money, you know, nothing seems to happen without me. Like I said, man, you know, business and finances is like I said, if you work for a company that pay you that amount for that many hours, to get more money you have to do more hours. Okay, if you are entrepreneurial, you still do the same thing, you have to earn it. Okay, but your wages will be different all of the time. There'll be less, there'll be more, then there'll be less, or there'll be constantly more, you know. So you've got bad, kind of like very strange, competitive, like struggling energy here, and then you've got very relaxed, very good energy here. Gemini, this week from the 1st until the 7th. Then you've got very fast communication and clients. You've got a single person that is also in the mix. You've got trying to do things that are more healthy around your food and finances. Okay, not overspending, not overeating. Okay, trying to relax. Lady of leisure. This is a man or a lady of leisure also. Okay, someone that can afford to, because it can be like a lady of leisure can also be someone that is like married and they don't have to work because their husband does the work, and the wife is a lady of leisure, meaning they do all the cooking, the cleaning, the shopping, looking after the children, and or no children but gets to stay at home and do whatever they do because they are a lady of leisure. Okay, because their husband or wife, either way, has a very good job. So, you know, let's see. Gemini this week from the 1st until the 7th. 10 of Pentacles. So it does end up coming. You get 9 and 1, which is 10 here. Okay. So it's like an ongoing cycle around money. It seems to be in two different segments, if I'm honest, Gemini. This here is somebody's love life. Now, if you are like a Gemini mother and you have children and your children are of age, okay, which means of age meaning old enough to be in a relationship, old enough to have jobs, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 30, 40 or 50, you know, ongoing, of age to hold everything themselves. If they have relationships, that means that someone here is in a relationship, and say you're a Gemini older person and you're struggling around relationship, but your children are all in relationships, right? That can be a message for some of you, that, you know, look to see how come I don't have a relationship and this person does, because 100% this is a relationship here, okay, and this is not a relationship, because it's either that and this is family struggles, and it's a constant battle and a constant struggle in order to be able to, what do they call it in Britain? Make ends meet, okay, which means like struggling financially with money, time, effort, like frustration, arguments. You know, this can be like where everything gets on top of me and I'm constantly always complaining, saying that this doesn't go right, life is so difficult, life is so hard, I don't have this, I don't have that, blah, 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 which is a lot of negative energy, okay? This negative energy on the top comes to this positive energy on the bottom. So if you have conflict in families, it's because some sons or daughters, whichever way around it is, are seeing this top row as a very negative energy that frustrates the bottom one. Because, like I said, it can be resentment. It can be people in life that resent people for having a very good energy and a very good mindset to constantly work hard and to create their own destiny. I'm out creating my own life, my own destiny. When you do that, you get a lot of people that don't like that. When you start narcissism and people that resent people for having things, right? You get them all the time, no matter where they are. Clients or people on Facebook, YouTube, jealous friends, I don't know, mothers, fathers that don't like people in like their children what do you call it? Like if you get narcissism in families, you can have children that shine bright here and they're in very successful relationships. They've moved on with their life. You know, they're very successful. They have a good love life. They have a good mindset. They have a stable energy. And you can get family members that do not like the fact that their children have this. They're jealous of it, which means resentment. They resent people for having things. So messages come through of what a metaphysical twin flame would feel if in a third energy, meaning two people that are together, that are supposed to be, and a metaphysical connection that is connected to this energy that resents a person for being with someone else whilst they go through their awakening here. Nine of Swords, okay, because they worry the fact that how come you're with this person, I don't like you with them, I'm sitting back waiting for you to break up and split up so maybe I can get in there with you and I'm connected to you and I want to know why you're not connected to me, you know, so on and so forth. And eventually, this top row here will, or Jenny row, I'm hearing Jenny or Jennifer, this top row here will eventually, either two energies, but more than likely karmic soulmates that are connected in three, do not end up with this energy here, okay? You end up with an energy that is not the person you think it is, okay? When you go through your awakening, when you've finished your karmic contract with a third energy, is normally when you meet someone, okay? You meet someone and you are on this timeline, and then it swaps over for people that are on this timeline, okay? So you've got like very negative frustration, positivity. If you are looking for like work and stuff like that, it's frustrating, it's very slow, but then all of a sudden it starts to become very positive and very good, okay? Throughout the week. It comes in slowly, but it does come in, okay? If you are waiting for a person to start coming around a little bit more, okay, like a companion, and you want them to, like a Dogtanian, so that would be Three Musketeers, so that would be a Pisces, or a dog, which would be a cat, which means Leo. If you are wanting that, okay, this is when it starts to happen, okay. Things throughout the week start to happen more so midweek, okay. So, let's see, Nine of Swords in reverse. What is this for Gemini? Three of Pentacles. So, again, man, you could really be in a third metaphysical. This is the metaphysical. This is the person that's in the physical. Okay, this is you guys that are connected to this energy. Okay, here, worrying, stressed. You know, it might be a lot of. If it isn't that about metaphysical, it's worrying about work. Okay, is work gonna pay me? Am I gonna get paid? This is what I'm worrying about. Because obviously a lot of people haven't left Patreon. Today is the day when hopefully people leave Patreon and come on here, but they might not. And if they don't, I don't get paid. I've put a whole month's worth of effort in to a new website and don't know if I'm going to get any money yet for a whole month. So that's me. Right? But it's like worrying about money, okay? Worrying about bills and everything else that need paying and so on and so forth. And, you know, am I got any work? Will I have any work? Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, like a struggle in order to get there, but it's kind of getting there. This might also be like elderly people that are struggling to keep churning on. Okay, I'm also hearing churning milk, or Daisy, Duke, Daisy, Duke. What's the Four of Cups? The Sun. So things are very difficult in the family because you've got the Sun twice. So you've also got a single mother or a single father, because the moon isn't here yet, but that means single, like, you know, husband's not here, deceased, or husband's divorced from children. Two of Swords, Queen of Swords. A very difficult mother here. Wanting to know questions about what's going on in the family here. What's going on with my children? Well, I mean, I don't know if the person's coming up as difficult for someone or not, I don't know. But the Queen is wanting to know questions about the son, about their son or daughter, wanting to talk to them. Again, with a 2, wanting to know what they're doing, where they're going, what choices are they making in life, trying to have an input in their life. But because of the frustration, it's like the child doesn't want the input from the parent. Queen of Swords, or the grandparent. Yeah, Seven of Cups, because of smoke and mirrors. Because if a person's so negative, positive, negative, it stems from 2, okay, and then the Queen of Swords, and then the Seven of Cups, which is smoke and mirrors. Meaning that somebody in your energy is very positive and then very negative, like a Jekyll and Hyde. 1 minute they're okay, the next minute they're not. 1 minute they're very calm, the next minute they've got an absolute temper, like really bad temper. They're very calm, very violent, very calm, very violent, very positive, very negative, very positive, very negative. Okay, so it's very difficult to track anybody's movement in life, because you could be talking to someone and 1 minute they're okay, and then the next minute it comes out of nowhere where they've got a complaint to make. And you're kind of like, hold on a minute, that's gaslighting. You telling me that I'm doing something wrong when I'm not. Yeah, you are. What? You know. So, you know, it comes up as a very confused energy. The Sun. 5 of Wands, you see, starts causing conflict over smoke and mirrors, pretty much. Like I said, man, it can be someone that, you know, you can be giving them loads of attention, and you come away from the person, and the next minute you get a message saying something that you're doing wrong, and you're not giving any input into the relationship, and you've give everything that you have, and they start to tell you that you're not doing that. That's gaslighting. Like, if you're a person that adds as much, gives as much as you can, and you keep giving as much as you can, and then you come away and a person rings you or calls you to say that you're not doing that, and you've given all that you can, that's gaslighting here. Because it causes the 7 of Cups. What's the 6 of Swords? In reverse, yeah, 7. Someone's really struggling with an ex with children that they've blocked right out. Family member blocked right out. 6 of Swords in reverse, blocked out, not speaking, not talking, too much aggression, too much violent behaviour, too much negativity. Who likes negativity, right? But you can get people that just love to worry and worry and worry and worry and worry, and you're like, well, that ain't going to help anything, you worrying. That's definitely not going to make me want to communicate with the amount of energy that's coming towards me with all of that. 5 of Wands is the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Cups. 3 tens, 10, 10, 10. That's an everlasting family disaster. Just like very argumentative, always going through the tit for tat stuff, blocking, not speaking, not talking, argumentative, happy but unhappy. Happy at times, sad at times. Not arguing, arguing. Right? Knight of Wands. 5 of Swords, man. Y'all got shitloads of fucking 5s. You've got someone that is really struggling with loneliness. Like I said, if you come up against smoke and mirrors, it can be someone that reaches out to you when they're lonely, and that's it. Like, you could be with someone and they could be very, like, independent, codependent, right? And they're very independently great as a Jekyll and Hyde energy when they're around you, but the moment you leave the person on their own for, say, like work or whatever, and they're on their own, they can contact you through that negative thinking that they're alone, telling you that you're not giving them any input, you're not putting any input into their loneliness, because they analyse how lonely they are at times, and because they do, they project that over to a person to say that you're not putting any input into the relationship, you're not doing enough, you're not contacting me enough, or you're contacting me way too much, like you're battering my head in with constant aggression, or constant complaining, like, or constant negative energy, okay? But it can also come up across as a mind game, which means that you put in loads of time and loads of effort into a relationship, and then suddenly you get a message from the person saying that you're not when you have been, and you're like, huh? That doesn't make any sense. I've made plans with you. We've said that we're going to be doing this. Yeah, but you're not giving me enough. And you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I've literally just left you on your own, and you text me within 1 minute to say that what I've been doing isn't enough for you. Right? And you get confused, gaslit. Here. 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and then the Jekyll and Hyde. Then they're all right. You know, it's a very bizarre mindset that someone may have here. 4 of Swords, like, full of negative thinking. This is more healthy along the bottom here. What's the Ace of the Magician? Sorry. What the fuck is going on, bruv? 2 of Swords with the Magician. Trying to decide between a married partner or another partner. Someone keeps watching out for someone else's relationship to see if it's failing. Like, someone wants harm done to a person, and they want what it is that they do to fail. Like, they want that to fail. They don't want it to work. Like, they don't want their relationship to work. Like, you know, it really could be a metaphysical person that's single, that doesn't like the person that's in a relationship with the person, or married. Unless you've got a player on your hands, a person keeps going between a marriage and a relationship, and a marriage and a relationship, and they leave you in this sort of state of mind. Frustrated, fed up, blocking, talking, playing mind games, smoke and mirrors, lying, not telling you the truth, being manipulative, you know, narcissistic, gaslighting, and they keep promising you the fact that they're going to leave their husband or wife, but they don't. Unless they are waiting for a divorce. You know, a divorce isn't something that just happens overnight. You know, it takes a long time sometimes for people to get divorced, because they both also have to be in agreement for the divorce. So if you are connected to a person that is married, and this is the conflict that your partner is going through because of the amount of X keeps adding in more negativity, refusing to give a divorce, not wanting to leave, not wanting a person. Like I said, you could get a very narcissistic person in life that doesn't want a person to be happy, right? which means that I'm not just going to be a normal human being that's just going to say, okay, it was what it was, great, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your life. We was married, but we are divorced, and I hope that your new partner is lovely and they treat you well, that. And this person doesn't do that to a person. They don't want their partner to, because it could be an ex. Like I said, man, you could get a very narcissistic ex that looks at the present partner with children. I see it every single day with my sister and loads of people. They were married at one point and had 3 children. Okay, there was never any input from the husband. He checked whilst they were pregnant. Okay, and went with another woman, and then they got divorced as the last child was born. Okay, never paid any maintenance throughout their whole life as they were growing up. Never bought them clothes, fed them, or anything. Went to court over the money, but it still wasn't paid. Okay, because you can still get out of it. Still wasn't paid. No money, no nothing. Okay, and then later on in life, when the kids are older, the father suddenly wants to go to weddings, and suddenly also wants to have an input in their children's life, and the children don't. And then the narcissistic ex start to say it must be the partner that you're with, and blames the male energy that is with the ex-wife, and starts to cause a shitload of conflict because it must be the male energy that's stopping it. And it's very present here. You've got like ex people that are trying to stop one of their exes from being happy, okay, with a partner that they might find. They want to remain in control, because you can get that person, it happens, that's in a relationship themselves and they don't see what they do as wrong, and they're in a relationship and they've got children with an ex. They just don't like the fact that the ex is with someone else and also the fact that the children are starting to see what the ex-parent was actually like. Seven of Pentacles. Then you get the Sagittarius, Temperance, High Priestess, and then the High Priestess and the Empress. So you've got exes, mothers, fathers, exes, grandmothers, granddaughters not speaking. No one's talking. No one's talking, bruv. The King of Cups. Unless someone is hiding another person. It's just a monotonous cycle. You've got like 3 tens. 10, 10, 10, 10. Karma, like around a Wheel of Fortune, which means a karmic ex. Used to have family. No longer happy. Knight of Swords. 7 of Swords. Jesus Christ, bro. There is more deceit and lies and in and out energy here than, like, fuck knows. This isn't like when you're in a relationship and everything's going really well. Like, this isn't that reading. 9 of Pentacles. 2 of Cups, because there's a metaphysical person of a past energy here. King of Pentacles, an ex-husband or wife, still has an attachment that's single out of it. You've got a metaphysical single person here that's attached to this, but you've got like a person that has a 2 of Cups that is a king. That is an ex-husband or wife or a masculine energy that is still attached to their children, still attached in a marriage, and also possibly still attached as a soulmate. Okay? Like, if you ever have a soulmate, like a high school sweetheart or someone that you got married to, right? That's your soulmate, right? If that person ends up karmic and you've had children, that person remains as a karmic soulmate for the rest of the life. For the rest of it, because there was a huge milestone in life that meant marriage, mortgage, house and home, documents, memories, other people's memories, and if children were born, children, upon a huge, huge karmic cycle, that is forever. That isn't just what's happening this week, next week. That's a lifetime of important milestones that were reached to the point of break. Okay, so if you've had or got children in past previous relationships, buckle your seatbelt, because the ex isn't going away. They're not going away because of the children and the narcissism and the control and the hatred that you may or may have for the whole soul group here. right? So it isn't going away because of the amount of negativity forced upon the force that you think is the other person that's got the hand in the spoke of the wheel, you know, the puppet master, the one that's pulling all of the strings. Okay, you're all pulling all of the strings because you're all towing the line. Okay, so you've got a long way ahead, basically. You've got a long way to go. Okay, this isn't just like a, you know, is it going to be any different next week? No. Not well. Let's hope so. But in this story, no. Like, you've got like karmic X, you've got multiple scenarios of different people, you've got someone that's already married that may promise that they're going to get divorced. Now, I wouldn't know, because you're going to have to take that on face value, that the person's telling the truth. If you believe them and they are, but you know that the karmic X won't give them a divorce, or they're just waiting for the court date to come up, well then you've still got a long way to go, right? It's like I said, man, it depends if the person's lying to you or not. I can't ever tell you that. I can't tell a liar. You know, I just know that I wouldn't get involved in that. Like, you know, I would look elsewhere, me, because I would be like, well, you know, but I can't tell you that because you have a karmic contract. You have a soulmate that's had previous relationships with people with children. You've had someone that's been married. You know, you've got someone that has someone. And it's very difficult karmic contract that you've signed, and you know, to come here to do, and it's difficult. I concur. It is. I've been through them. Okay, so you've got a long way ahead. That's what I've got for you, Gemini. There's your 40-minute weekly reading. It was a little bit slow for a start. I'd like your advice, actually, for you guys that are over here. What do you think I should do? I'm trying to think about what to do for YouTube, what to do for this readings for here, because obviously I still do the weekly readings differently than but you know how it really is. The truth is that I put 3/4 of an hour to an hour into YouTube itself. Without this website, I pretty much get out like £7 maybe for a reading, sometimes a bit lower. Okay, £7. That's for an hour's work. Okay, that's below the average of amount that you should get if you was to work for somewhere else. The money that I earn mainly is for these websites. So I'm trying to think about how to tackle YouTube as a client building base, but mainly focusing and putting all of my energy and time into this website. So what do you think? If you've got any bright ideas of what you think I should do. Okay. Anyway, there's your reading. Thanks very much, guys, and stay tuned for your next one.